Hi, Cap. Hey, it's great to see you again, sir.
Tully, how did things go in San Francisco?
It was a snap. And you won't have to worry anymore about old Sarge McKittrick making those trips down here and trying to put the squeeze on you.
Good. Well, there you are. How much, you gonna count it?
What for? It's all there, isn't it?
Yeah, $10,000.
Well, why count it? I mean, if friends can't trust each other, it's a sorry comment on life, right?
Right?
Boy, this L.A. is someplace, huh, Cap? I haven't seen much of it yet, but
I put an extra $200 in the envelope.
What for, sir? You don't owe me anything else.
Well, there's a flight at 6:45 for New Orleans. Made a reservation for you. Better hurry up. You might be late.
Hey, Cap, don't you want to hear how it went down?
As long as you did the job right, that's all that interests me.
Right. It was perfect.
Good, I'm glad.
Listen, Cap. When I got to San Francisco, I went up to old Sergeant McKittrick's room, see, and we both got snockered, right? Anyway, he did. I faked it.
Look, you don't have to tell me that.
I told him I'd met a couple chicks, and let's go get him. You know how Sarge was about women. So we went down to get in the car. And man, was it dark. Not a soul on the street. That's when I let him have it. I put him in the car, you know, and I let it roll down one of those long hills. And man, it was hitting cars on both sides of the street. And then finally, right through the side of a closed corset shop. Captain, I wish you could have seen it. I'll bet you the whole 10,000, his brain was mush.
Yeah, well, I've got to leave. You got a plane to catch.
Captain, I don't want you to turn around, but there's a fellow over there taking photographs of us.
Taking pictures?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Just behind you.
You're sure?
Yes, sir. Why don't we, stroll over here by this, stack of lumber? And, when we get to the edge, you just keep on talking.
Like this, am I right here?
Just keep talking. He can't see me now.
Well, then, whatever. The sign out there on the fence says the trespassers will be prosecuted. Looks like I'm the prosecutor. Oh, my God, Tully, you didn't have to kill him.
Sure I did, Captain. Tried to hit me, didn't he?
What about the cops? They'll find him. Oh, no, that's Larry Palmer.
So who's Larry Palmer?
He's a reporter for the news. He's been digging into my business.
Well, he won't be digging anymore.
I can't afford this. Tully, I can't afford it.
Sure you can, Cap. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of the whole thing. It's on the house. Won't cost you a dime. Tell you what you do. Reload this. Expose the film that's in it, and I'll arrange it so that our friend here has a very bad accident. Take pictures.
What kind of shots?
Anything. Stand clear now. See, Cap? No pictures? No reporters? No problems.
Larry just wouldn't take pictures like those, Mr. Jones. Well, these are the type of photos that Larry took.
Well, I'm sort of an amateur photographer myself, and sometimes even the experts will blow a shot.
No. He just wouldn't take all these shots of nothing and then let a stack of lumber fall on him.
What was he doing down at the harbor?
Well, that's what I'd like to know. The police figured that he was down there to do some art studies.
Did they develop these?
Uh-huh. I came over this morning to pick up his things. He didn't have any family. And the police brought this by.
He has a nice camera. A lot of lens in there.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, this is for long range. These were taken at close range. That's the reason they're out of focus. I wouldn't go squirrel hunting with an elephant rifle.
Well, Larry wouldn't either. Well, Larry had the best equipment. He used to joke that he had to buy it before we were married because he wouldn't be able to afford it after.
Who? Hold on now. What's the story and who are they?
I don't know. Larry wouldn't say much about it until he had all the facts together. Oh, he was really excited about it. And he said it could be dangerous.
Well, now, wouldn't his editor know all about this?
No, Larry was doing this on his own. A friend of his told him about a man who had been killed in an accident recently, up in San Francisco.
Do you know the man's name?
No. Larry went up there on his day off and took some pictures, that's all I know.
Are the pictures here in his apartment?
Larry left them at the paper's photo developer.
That's all right. I can ask him about it.
Can you look into this for me?
Well, yes, Miss James. I'll do some checking around, but I can't promise to find anything. Sometimes when we lose someone who is very near and dear to us, we tend to build up things around them that turn into shadows.
Whatever Larry was after was no shadow, Mr. Jones. Unless shadows can kill people.
Oh, Daddy, thank you. You're the kindest man in the world.
I have a feeling you love me only for my money.
No, I love you for you. The patients at the hospital are going to love you for this $10,000.
Well, it's money well spent. Besides, how could I resist the new secretary of the charity committee?
Hey, is the office open? I have to make a phone call.
Sure. You still fussing about that party tonight?
No, it's all set. I've called the caterers, the florist, and my new dress is ready.
Hi, Cap. How you doing?
What are you doing here? You were supposed to have caught that plane on Sunday.
I know, but I got to thinking about it, and I kind of like L.A., and... Well, anyway, roughnecking on those oil rigs is pretty hard work. Besides, I don't have any friends back in Louisiana.
Tully, it isn't safe for us to be seen together. What if the cops saw us? They'd start asking questions.
About what? Listen, Cap, I checked the San Francisco papers. They listed McKittrick's death as an accident. The L.A. papers did the same thing about Palmer. Why sweat it?
All right. What is it you want? Money? Is that it? More money?
Money?
Yeah. Is that what you want?
No, sir, you've been good to me, and I appreciate it. I just came by to say hello.
All right, you said it. Now take off.
I rented an apartment a few blocks away. You want to come over and have a beer?
You did what?
Sure, I gotta have some place to live. Hey, here's the 2 bills you gave me. I won't need them anymore. I figure with the 10 grand I got, I might as well settle on an investment around here.
No, you don't do that. You get that money, you get on a plane. Now, that's an order. Now, go.
You're making me mad, Cap.
Tully, I'm sorry.
You're my friend, Cap. Oh, please.
Tully, I'm
Don't
sorry.
ever make me mad.
I lost my head, okay?
Okay. Well, how about it? You want to come on over for a beer?
Well, I can't right now. I'm late for a golf foursome at my club.
Oh, okay. Maybe later, huh? Hey, listen, I got a phone. You can call me, ask information.
Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Have a good golf game, Cap.
Dad! Dad! Did my father say where he was going?
Oh, yeah, to the club. You must be Diane, Cap's daughter. When we served together, he talked about you all the time.
Oh, you were in the army together.
Oh, sure. We were good friends. I just got into town. I stopped by to say hello. Cap's the only person I know here.
Well, now you know one more.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tully Morgan.
Well, you already know my name. It's nice to meet you, Tully.
It's nice to meet you. Where are you parked?
Over there, the red one.
Come on, I'll walk you over. Hey, listen, your dad and I really were good friends. I'm not kidding. Didn't he ever tell you about the time we were in Saigon and we went to a bazaar? Hey, the whole thing spread out in front of us. You know how it is. So we walked over. You know, at the end of it.
Yeah. Here you go, Barnaby. These are the pictures Palmer had me develop. Brought them in Saturday night when he got back from San Francisco.
Thanks, Todd.
Not much to those shots, Barnaby. Some stiff in the San Francisco morgue. Once you kill them and chill them, they all look alike.
Yeah, not a pretty sight. Any idea who this is?
There's a clipping on the back of one of those.
John J. McKittrick, retired Sergeant Major, U.S. Army, was killed last night on Green Avenue when his car raced downhill out of control and plunged into the side of a building. McKittrick was pronounced dead on arrival at Mercy Hospital.
Larry left that article with the roll of film. I stuck it on when I finished the prints.
Isn't it coincidental? A reporter goes up to San Francisco on his day off to check out a routine accidental death. And on the next day, he is killed in an accident.
Barnaby, I've been around here a long time. I could tell you a lot more strange ones than that.
Larry's editor didn't know why he went up there. Did he mention anything to you?
No. Besides, what difference would that make now, anyway?
Well, I don't know yet. You mind if I use your phone, Todd?
No, go ahead.
Barnaby Jones' office, may I help you?
Betty, you haven't had a vacation for a long time. How'd you like one?
Barnaby, what proof milk have you been drinking?
I haven't had a drink all day. Now, Betty, you've been working very hard, and I know how much you like San Francisco. So why don't you go on up there and have yourself a wonderful time?
Do you really mean it?
Sure. And while you're up there, I want you to check out John J. McKittrick, retired Sergeant Major, United States Army. That's capital M-C, capital K-I-T-T.
R-I-C-K, McKittrick. Okay, boy, I'm really going to enjoy my vacation, Barnaby.
That's a good girl.
You're welcome.
You look beautiful, honey.
Thank you.
I wish your mother had lived to enjoy all this.
So do I. Oh, I rearranged the flowers after the florist left. How do they look?
Just perfect.
Oh, and the roses. Excuse me, Daddy. I have a surprise for you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Cap.
Daddy, a good friend like Tully, you ought to be ashamed for not inviting him to the party.
Well, everybody else was so much older.
Except me. Tully's my date.
That's all right, Cap. I like older people. Like young ones, too.
Tully, what would you like to drink? I'll get it for you.
No, that's all right. I can find it myself. I'm good at finding bars. Where did you meet him?
At the office today after you left. Why?
Well, just the least you could have done was ask me before inviting him.
Daddy, you invited everybody else to this party. Can't I at least have one person for myself?
Well, how about Ron or Jimmy? You could have invited one of them.
Ron and Jimmy bore me. And besides, Tully's cute.
Cute.
Just 1 second, Mr. Jones, and I'll have this finished.
You do good work, Joe.
Oh, he's one of the best.
Well, thanks. If I could catch up on my back orders, I could get started on the stuff I should have had out last week.
Joe, being as how you were Larry's best friend, you have any idea why he went up to San Francisco on a thing like this?
Well, I'm not sure. I cut out this article on McKittrick's being killed, and I gave it to Larry. He flipped when he saw it, said he could smell a big story in it.
What kind of a story?
When we were in NAM together, there were a lot of heavy rumors coming down about McKittrick. In the Army, a sergeant major has more power than you can believe.
McKittrick used it.
To divert supplies that ended up on the black market. And later there were rumors about heavy equipment being certified as salvage, bought by stateside companies, then sold all over the world, good as new.
Was McKittrick ever investigated?
Funny thing, there was one near the end of the war, but that investigation didn't get very far. One night some VC got into the compound and hit us hard. 2 of the buildings destroyed were the ones that housed the shipping and supply records.
Good deal for McKittrick.
Yeah, and whoever was in it with him. Anyway, with the records gone and the confusion of our pulling out, the investigation just kind of faded away.
So when Larry saw the article, he figured there was more to McKittrick's accident than an accident.
I guess so. You know, I'm not sorry McKittrick got his. It was scum like that who put a bad name on all us vets. A few rotten apples and we're all lepers. I was lucky. I knew how to do this before I went in. Most vets can't even get a job.
This time when Johnny came marching home, there weren't any parades, just unemployment lines.
Oh, I'll get it. At least I can do something useful around here. Joe Rockwell and Company. Yes, hold on, please. It's your answering service, Mr. Jones.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, Betty. Put her on.
I talked with McKittrick's apartment manager, and he said that the night McKittrick was killed, he was drinking with a friend.
Drinking with a friend. Who?
Well, the manager didn't know, but the manager's son saw the friend later on that evening when he took them some ice. Something about an old army buddy.
Get a description, Betty. It's important.
I will, as soon as the son gets back. Tomorrow sometime.
Well, call me as soon as you hear. Bye.
Bye.
Well, seems McKittrick was drinking with a friend just before he died. Joe, you know anything about that Army investigation?
No. But there's a man here in town who was on that investigation team.
Sounds like an interesting man to talk to.
His name's Maxwell Strager, but I don't know where he lives.
Maybe I can find out.
Tully is not our kind.
Just who is our kind?
Well, I don't know. Maybe is somebody you went to school with. Look, Tully is not very stable. He doesn't have a job. He keeps moving around.
Well, he's got plenty of money. He's buying into a bar at the beach.
He's what?
That's what he said. He's going to come by in a few minutes and take me to see it.
You made another date with him?
Yes, and I really don't want to discuss it anymore.
Diane. Please. You are making a big mistake.
Look, he is your friend. What do you have against him?
Nothing. I just want the best for you and for your future.
Daddy, I am not in love with Tully. I just like him, that's all. He's different.
Oh.
There he is now.
Hello. My name is Barnaby Jones. I wonder if I could speak with Mr. Strager.
Oh, Oh, sure. Come on in. Dad? Dad, this is Mr. Jones.
Hello, Mr. Jones of World Transit.
No, Jones of Barnaby Jones, Private Investigations.
I'm sorry. What can I do to help you?
Well, Mr. Strager, I have been told that while you were in the Army, you were a member of a team which investigated a Sergeant Major McKittrick.
McKittrick, sure. Well, there's very little to tell. We were checking him out in Nam about some missing supplies. But there's very little to it because our records were destroyed during a raid by the Viet Cong.
Do you happen to recall any of his friends?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. I didn't know him that well. Why all the interest?
McKittrick was killed last Friday night in San Francisco in an accident. A young reporter, Larry Palmer, went up there to investigate the accident, and he was killed here on Sunday in an accident. It was so coincidental that I thought there might be some connection.
Hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Cap. You ready to go?
Sure, yeah. I'll see you later, Dad, okay? It was nice meeting you, Mr. Jones.
Gee, I was going to ask your dad to come along, but I could see he was tied up in business, you know.
Oh, that wasn't business. That was a private detective.
Oh? What'd he want?
Something about a sergeant major who was killed in an accident in San Francisco recently. Oh, and a reporter who was killed too. Tully, let's go. If we're gonna see the bar and go swimming, we're gonna have to hurry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go.
And you say McKittrick was living in San Francisco?
Yes, my daughter-in-law is up there now checking it out. She found a man who says that he saw McKittrick drinking with an old Army buddy just prior to the accident.
A man drinking with McKittrick, huh?
I'm expecting a phone call from her with a description. When I get that, I can hook a few things together. McKittrick, Palmer, possible black market supplies, stuff like that.
Well, that's very interesting. I want to wish you good luck.
Thank you. And if I may borrow a phrase from Mark Twain, I've always found, Mr. Strager, that the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Goodbye. I'm going to try one more time. Jones is trying to get your description. You've got to get out of town.
What for? I like it here. Oh, come on, Cap. I wish you'd seen that bar this afternoon. It's going to be a real moneymaker.
I'm not getting through to you, am I? If Jones traces those perfect accidents to you, he's going to trace them to me. But if you leave now and change your name, nobody will know.
I wish I could, Cap. I mean, you're my best friend. You know it's true. How many friends do you have that would kill 3 guys for you?
2 guys.
3. You're forgetting about the Corporal Adams in Nam. The one who found out about the heavy equipment deals you and Sergeant McKittrick were scamming?
Hi.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll find this Jones guy and I'll take him out. How's that?
What will you do about his daughter-in-law? Take her out, too? Huh?
If she's a problem, I'll snuff her, too. Don't worry.
Oh, that's all. Oh, you are. Now, you just get going or I'll kill you, I promise.
Don't, Cap. Please don't.
For the last time, get going. Now, I never want to see you again. You got it?
I got it. But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll just drop by the house and say goodbye to Diane. How's that?
You go near her, I'll blow your brains out.
What happened, Lieutenant?
Mr. Mooney, the foreman, found Strager this morning. Looks like he fell down those stairs inside. It was a long fall.
Accident?
Yeah. What's your interest in this, Barnaby?
Well, Strager had been supplying the answers to some questions for a client of mine. I called his house and he told me about those. You know, routine accidents are something I've been running across a lot lately.
Listen, if you know something I don't, I always like to be informed.
Well, Lieutenant, I don't know where I'm going myself yet, but when I get there, I'll sure let you know.
Okay. I'll see you later. I got a million reports to do. Mr. Mooney?
Mr. Mooney, I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator.
Oh?
You worked here long?
Yeah, about 25 years.
Did Mr. Strager own the business that long?
Oh, he bought it about 6 years ago.
6 years. That must have been while he was still in the Army. I didn't realize that captains made that kind of money.
Well, I don't know what he paid for it, but it wasn't much. See, the business was in pretty bad shape until about 4 years ago when he got out of the Army. Then things really got to popping.
Oh, yeah, all this heavy stuff.
Oh, yeah, stuff was pouring in. We'd fix her up, ship her out, all over the world.
Yeah, as I recall, this heavy equipment was kind of hard to come by then.
Yeah, it was, but Mr. Strager knew where to get it, and I knew how to fix it up.
Yeah. You must have been busy as a horse's tail during the fly season.
Yeah, I sure was. 16-hour days.
Is any record of exactly where it came from?
Sure, that would be in the office files.
Wonder if there'd be any possibility might take a look at the file.
Well, I wouldn't mind, Mr. Jones, except that Mr. Strager came down here yesterday about 5 and boxed all those records up. I helped him carry them out to his car. He said he was taking them home.
That's so. Well, thank you, Mr. Mooney. Thank you very much.
You bet.
I can't understand it, Tully. I just can't understand it. Why?
Look, I know how upset you are. Have you eaten today?
No.
I'll tell you what. I can cook a little. I'll go into the kitchen and fix some eggs. Tomorrow when the maid comes, she can take it from there. Okay? Everything's gonna be all right.
Miss Strager, may I come in?
Sure, come on in.
I'm sorry about your father, and I hate to bother you at a time like this, but something important just came up. I'd like your permission to look at the company files your father brought home yesterday.
Mr. Jones, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not positive that your father's death was an accident. Looking at these files may clear it up.
Not an accident.
That's right. May I look at them?
Yes, I think there's some boxes in the den.
Thank you.
They're over there.
What are you doing?
Oh, Mr. Jones, this is Tully Morgan.
How do you do?
Hello.
Tully, Mr. Jones thinks that maybe my father's death wasn't an accident. He thinks there may be some kind of proof in the records to show it.
Oh. Well, sure.
Miss Strager, your father bought a lot of government heavy equipment in Vietnam. all of these papers were signed by a Sergeant Major McKittrick, the approving non-commissioned officer. You ever hear of him?
No, not really. Why don't you ask Tully? He served with my father in Vietnam.
McKittrick? No, I haven't heard of him. Diane. Look, your eggs are in the kitchen. I want you to go in there and get something to eat and try to rest. And I'll handle everything here, okay?
You over there long?
Nam? Part of 71, 72.
Well, there are a lot of people there. I guess you wouldn't know them all.
That's right.
That's all right. I can check McKittrick's service record.
Hello? Yes, just a moment. It's for you, Mr. Jones.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, Betty.
Barnaby, I have that information for you.
Good. Well, what is it?
He's about 6'2", light brown hair, strongly built, about 27, 28 years old, friendly smile.
What color eyes?
He didn't know.
Well, that's fine, Betty. Why did you go out and buy yourself another dress? On me.
Thanks.
I'll see you later this afternoon. That daughter-in-law of mine loves to travel. She never misses a chance to go up to San Francisco.
That's nice. Look, Mr. Jones, this has been awful tough on Diane. I think maybe I'd better go see about her.
Sure. You ever get up there?
San Francisco? Not for a couple of years. I don't like the fog.
Some days things up there are clear as a bell on Sunday.
Maybe so. Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, this'll hold me for a while. Tell Miss Strager that I'll get these papers back to her in a couple of days.
Sure thing.
Okay, you guys, that's it for today. Hi, Mr. Jones.
Joe, I thought you told me you had a lot of work to do.
You don't call this work? Those guys run me ragged.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Joe, when you were in Vietnam, did you ever meet a fellow named Morgan? Tully Morgan?
Yeah. I met him once, and I heard a lot about him. He was in Captain Strager's outfit.
What kind of a soldier was he?
Not worth a damn. He got in a fight with another corporal and killed the guy. Claimed it was self-defense. He got out of it.
How?
He lucked out. Captain Strager and Sergeant Major McKittrick saw the fight, but it happened so fast they couldn't stop it. They said at the court-martial that the other guy came at Tully with a knife. Tully was a black belt karate expert. He killed the guy.
McKittrick testified for him?
Yeah. It's nice to have friends like that.
Yeah. Then what happened?
Well, there's something in Tully's records about past fights, instability, stuff like that. The Army booted him out as an undesirable. That's the last I heard of him. Is that any help to you?
Terrific. Thanks a lot, Joe.
Those autopsy reports any help, Barnaby?
A lot more than I thought, Lieutenant. Look at this. It's very interesting. Both Strager and Palmer had identical skull fractures. Lateral, no more than a half-inch apart. Kind of like,
Karate?
maybe.
Maybe not. His autopsy showed several other fatal injuries.
Yeah, but those other injuries could have occurred after the skull fracture. And the autopsy wouldn't indicate it.
There's no proof of anything like that, Barnaby?
Well, let's do a little supposing. Two guys in Vietnam are ripping off the government. One of them is in a position to certify heavy equipment as salvage, and the other one has a business over here which buys the stuff. Now, he fixes it up a little and sells it at a tremendous profit.
All right, I can suppose that, but where does it lead us?
Supposing there's an inquiry. It starts over there, and they're going to investigate, let's call him McKittrick. One of the investigators is Captain Strager, who owns the business over here.
And he could scuttle an investigation if he worked at it.
Now, supposing that somebody in the scheme messes up and he has to be taken out. Now, who better to handle that than an expert? Tully Morgan.
Now, that's doing a lot of supposing, Barnaby.
Joe Rockwell told me that Tully Morgan is a black belt expert. He was over there with Strager, McKittrick, Palmer, all at the same time, same place. He's the only one of the four still alive. And Betty's description of the man that was drinking with McKittrick just before he died fits Tully awful close.
Yeah, but Betty's description would fit 10 guys I know.
You get a copy of McKittrick's autopsy and see how many guys it fits. 10 or just 2. Strager and Palmer.
All right, that's a good idea.
One more thing. Tully killed a man with a karate blow in Vietnam. A friend of mine up in Fort Ord is going to get me a copy of that autopsy. When it comes in, I'll show it to you.
Barnaby, if you're right about this Tully, you better stay away from him. Leave him to us.
Lieutenant, that's one thing you can depend on.
Barnaby Jones' office. May I help you? No, I'm sorry. He's out of the office right now. Can I take... Well, yes, I can have you meet you there. And the name was Rockwell?
That's right. Joe Rockwell. Thanks a lot.
What do you think?
What do I think about what?
My new dress.
Oh, that's very nice. It's almost as pretty as you are.
You always know just what to say, don't you?
I only speak the truth, Nicole.
Mm-hmm. I'm Joe Rockwell.
Joe Rockwell wants me to meet him at the lumber yard?
Wasn't that where Larry Palmer was killed?
Maybe he has some new information. See you.
Dead right about Sergeant McKittrick.
Oh, he went out to meet Joe Rockwell at the lumber yard. Oh, you can't reach him out there. Listen, by now, he may have gone back to Rockwell's house. You want me to try?
Now, please.
Okay.
Rockwell?
This is Betty Jones, Mr. Rockwell. Did Barnaby come back there with you?
Come back from where?
Didn't you call a while back and ask Barnaby to meet you at the lumber yard?
No, it wasn't me.
Thank you, Mr. Rockwell. He didn't know anything about meeting Barnaby at the lumber yard. John, somebody set him up.
Tully. Here's your phone. Right here, Mr. Jones. I'll kill you before you ever touch that gun, Mr. Jones. Didn't expect to find me here, did you?
I wasn't too surprised. A hit dog usually hollers first and then tries to bite back.
Oh, I bite hard, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you work.
Oh, you're going to get a chance to see some more of it pretty soon. Firsthand.
The police know all about you. Aren't you afraid they'll track you down?
After I'm through with you, I'm long gone Tully. They'll never find me. Don't get too far away, Mr. Jones. I know my own range.
Yeah. Like those last 3 you killed. They didn't have a chance, did they?
Sure they did. Well, Sarge McKittrick didn't have to try moving in on Cap's business. And that reporter Palmer, he didn't have to come around here spying on us. And, as for Cap, well, he didn't have to take a chance trying to break up our friendship. It wasn't my fault.
What about that corporal in Vietnam? Did he take a chance?
He sure did. He found out about the deal Cap and the Sarge had. He was going to go to the Adjutant General. They asked me to stuff him, so I did.
I think there's enough room between us now so that I'd have a chance at tagging you before you could tag me.
You're right.
Come on out, Tully. The game's over.
I've got you up a tree, Mr. Jones. Over here.
Come on out, Tully. Let's see how good you are when somebody's ready for you. Come and get me.
I almost got you, Mr. Jones. I came pretty close.
Close ones only count in the game of horseshoes, Tully.
No one would notice if we slipped out now.
Oh. Now, how often does a girl get married? Let's not rush it. I want to remember this for a long time.
You happy?
What do you think?
I think I'm gonna love being married.
I've known Dwight since he was, this high, Victoria, and I cannot imagine him coming up with a prettier bride than you.
Well, thank you, May.
Now, that wedding picture in the paper this morning was pretty, but nothing compared to the real thing. You're a lucky man.
Ain't it the truth? What'd I tell you? Is something wrong?
Well, you promised you wouldn't print that picture.
Picture? Hey, that's right, yeah. Well, I didn't. And I told them not to. Flora, that wedding picture. I thought I specifically told you that it should not be published.
Oh, you really didn't mean that, boss. Stop being so modest, both of you. Just consider it a wedding present from the staff of the Holbein Journal. Oh, a Los Angeles paper picked it up, too.
Flora, when I tell you not to do...
Never mind, Dwight. Let's just go, okay?
Okay, as soon as I say.
Hold it, you two.
Dwight, please.
Oh, sure, you go on. I'll be there in a minute.
Something wrong, Dwight?
Oh, no, Sheriff. Vicky's just anxious to get going.
Have you seen this girl around here? Never mind.
I didn't think you'd be wanting another interview so soon, especially on your wedding day. Thought you'd be on your honeymoon. What's wrong?
She's gone, Barnaby. My wife. She drove off right after the wedding.
Are you telling me that your wife drove off without you?
I know how it sounds. They're all giving me the horse laugh back in town, but it is no joke. She went in to get out of her gown, and instead she took off in my car. It has been 4 hours.
Well, in my day, they had an expression. I think it was called wedding night jitters.
I thought of that too, but Vicky isn't an old-fashioned girl in that sense.
You don't have to be old-fashioned to have second thoughts about marriage these days.
But that doesn't explain why she was so upset about having a picture in the paper.
You mean that wedding picture you printed?
She never explained why, but she just made me promise that it would not be in the paper. My staff didn't listen, and it ran it anyway.
When did she see the picture?
Just before she took off. Barnaby, she was scared. I could see it in her face.
You checked everywhere? Her apartment? Friends?
She's disappeared completely. Barnaby, you know I wouldn't bother you on your vacation unless it was so important.
Well, I'll tell you what we do. We go over to your office, and if she hasn't tried to contact you by now, I'll check into it for you.
Thank you.
Hold on to your horses, lady. I'm coming.
I'll fill it up with premium. Does that phone work?
Yeah, if you got a dime. Don't worry about being late, though. Just keep the groom waiting a little. He'll stay on his toes more afterwards.
Then you don't know anything about her? You never asked her anything about her family?
No. And when I started to ask, well, she didn't say so in so many words, but, well, I could tell she didn't want me to question her.
Didn't that make you a little curious?
To tell you the truth, Barnaby, she was a dream that walked in my office 2 months ago, and I've been afraid that she'd go poof ever since.
Holbein Journal. Just a moment, operator. Mr. Kincaid, Victoria, collect.
Well, what are you waiting for? Accept the charges.
You see, I told you she got over the jitters.
Yes, operator, we'll accept.
Oh, Vicky,
Dwight? Oh, Dwight.
we've been worried sick. Are you okay? Where are you?
I'm in a phone booth in a gas station. Dwight, I'm sorry, but maybe I can explain.
Go on, Vicky. Operator? Operator, I've been cut off.
Come on now, Vicky.
I'll scream.
Oh? And who's going to come running to help you? That old man? You don't really want to see him get hurt now, do you?
But the people I was talking to, they're going to be worried about me.
Huh? Well, what about Mr. Fannin? Don't you think he's worried about you? If worried sick.
Stuart worried about me?
Hey, listen now, he's had us looking all over for you since you took off. Oh, Toby, call him up and let him know we found her. Then get a car out of here. Come on.
Her name is Lily Mendicant, Miss Lily.
Operator?
Miss Lily?
Yes?
We had a collect call here a little while ago, and we were cut off. I wonder if you could give me that number.
Well, now, let me look it up.
There was a collect call. You should...
Let's see. Yes, I have it right here.
555-7781. 555-7781. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where would that call have come from?
Well, then that would be, Hayden's gas station in Packerville.
I see. Hayden's gas station in Packerville.
Mr. Fannin? Mr. Cross?
Where is she? When Toby called, I suggested we rent something in the area, something secluded, so we get what we've come for.
Yeah, I found a place in the hills. Toby's there with her now.
Did she say anything?
No, sir. I'm afraid that cooperation's not going to be one of her middle names.
How did you find her?
There was a picture in one of the LA papers. I started tracking it down and...
What picture?
Mr. Fannin, Victoria was married this morning.
You're telling me that fellow wasn't her bridegroom? Boy, sure had me fooled.
What kind of looking man was he? Tall man? Short?
Well, you mean the one that was dressed in the fancy cowboy outfit. He had blonde hair. He was kind of tall. I had to look up to him. About, I'd say, 40 years old.
In a cowboy outfit?
Barnaby, there was a man dressed like that back at the hotel.
There was?
During the reception, he was in the lobby.
He buying a gas?
Yeah, 10, 12 gallons, something like that.
He paying cash or credit card?
Credit card.
Here's your receipt, sir.
Yeah, you want to say it? Just a second. Let's see,
What kind of a car was it?
Station wagon. That's not it. Oh, here. This the one.
Rail. Looks like Elliott Rail.
Doesn't ring a bell.
License number 965 PCE. I'll check this out.
Thank you very much.
Operator, I'd like to make a collect call to area code 213.
Barnaby Jones' office, may I help? Oh, yes, operator, I'll accept the charges.
Oh, Betty, nice to find you in.
Oh, Barnaby. What's the matter? Aren't the fish biting?
Well, the fish are biting, and that's not all.
Don't tell me that you got involved with something on your vacation.
Would you believe you're right smack dab in the middle of a honeymoon?
Barnaby?
Not mine. I'll tell you about it when I see you. Betty, I want you to check a license number 965 PCE. It's a station wagon, driver's name, Elliott Rail. R-A-I-L.
Well, Barnaby, if you have all this, why do you need me?
Because I need Mr. Rail's address and anything else you can dig up.
I'll get right on it.
Thanks.
Mr. Fannin. Good to see you, sir. Where's Victoria? In the upstairs bedroom. She can't get out. This way, sir. Just go around back. And away she went, like a thief in the night.
How else was I going to get away from you?
Well, could have come to me, said thanks, but no thanks, and left without any hard feelings.
I wanted to. I wanted to say a lot of things, but I couldn't. And anyway, you never would have let me go that easily.
Conceit doesn't become you, my dear. Even though you are one of the most sensational women I've ever seen in my life. I do let go of things sometimes, especially when I'm being clawed and bitten.
By me? Oh, I think you have me confused with one of your other women. I've never been any good at drawing blood.
I didn't think I ever gave you reason to be good at anything like that. You're good at enjoying life, jetting about the world, tasting every luxury, meeting all the beautiful people, becoming one of them, one of the most beautiful of them all.
Come on, Stu. Save that for some other young starry-eyed fool. I've already had your trip to Never Never Land.
Come off it. You loved it, every minute of it.
Yes, I did. Until I discovered I was just a sham, a fake. Somebody you used to distract a gullible ambassador or finance minister while you were conning them into signing over half their country's treasury to you.
Business is business.
And dog eats dog. Only with you, the dogs are eating up all the wheat that's supposed to feed the starving natives. And what about those cozy little oil deals and all the rest that you made me a part of?
My. First conceit and now conscience. But not so much conscience that you didn't figure a way to do a little shaking down on your own, eh?
What's shaking down?
How does this Dwight Kincaid, this Hicktown newspaper publisher, figure into all of this anyway? Are you by any chance planning to help this husband of yours become famous?
Dwight has nothing to do with us. Now you leave him out of it.
Stuart Fannin, exposed as a crook. Is that how you picture the headlines to read?
Headlines? What are you talking about?
All right. The book.
What book?
You are cute, aren't you? My financial ledger. Last year's figures. The real ones. Where is it?
Stuart, I didn't take any book.
You had the key. You had access and my trust. It disappeared the same night you did. What is that supposed to be, a coincidence? I'm waiting.
Yes, sirree. Interested in the station wagon, eh? I can let you have this little fella really cheap. Mr.
Jones, Barnaby Jones. I'm a private investigator.
Private investigator. Have there been complaints? Look, whatever it is, we can settle it.
No, nothing like that. I trying to track down the driver of this car. I'm interested in the man who rented this wagon. His name is Rail.
Ah, yes, Mr. Rail. Yes, well, Mr. Rail brought this wagon back. Oh, it's been a couple of hours now. Insufficient for his needs. He transferred the rental to another car.
Another car?
Oh, big luxury job. He wanted one with a built-in bar. I couldn't help him there.
Did he leave an address?
Yes, sir. Yes, he did. He was staying at the Holbein Hotel, but along with his fancy car, he wanted to get himself a fancy new address. He's out at the Grover place.
The Grover place. Where would I find that?
Ah, well, now that's Route 24. That'd be the third right, then all the way to the end. It's the last driveway on the left. You can't miss it.
Much obliged.
Mr. Jones, Long as you're in town, maybe you'd like to rent this nifty little sports job here. You know, private investigator. You gotta think of your image.
You know something? I gave up images a long time ago. Along with my trench coat.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Elliot Rail.
That right. What for?
You wouldn't be Mr. Rail, would you? I hear that he likes to wear fancy Western clothes like you're wearing.
Well, what's this all about?
I understand you got into a car with a lady named Victoria Kincaid in a gas station in Packerville.
Oh? Now, where'd you get that?
What's the problem, Elliot? Well, how can I help you, Mr.
Jones. Barnaby Jones. I'm a private investigator. I'm trying to locate a Victoria Kincaid. And your name?
Cross. Edward Cross. Kincaid. Isn't that the woman you mentioned before? Well, go on, don't be modest. Tell the man what a good Samaritan you are.
Oh, well, I promised that I wouldn't say anything.
She was running away from her husband, didn't you say? Called her wedding a big mistake.
That's right. That's right. She was very, very upset. When Toby and I drove into the gas station, she asked us if we were going her way.
Toby?
Oh, he's an associate of mine.
Toby drove her car?
That's right. And then we switched back about, it must have been an hour. She said she was feeling much, much better.
And she drove away in her own car?
That's right. Last time I saw her, she was headed down 395, hugging that speed limit.
395, that would take her to San Bernardino. And then after that?
Well, for that, you'll have to trace her through San Bernardino, won't you? Now, if you don't mind, Mr. Rail and I have some business to attend to.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you for your help.
How's it going, Barnaby? Find the missing bride yet?
She ought to be past San Bernardino by now. Or, what do you know about the Grover place?
The Grover place?
Yeah, Route 24.
It's up off the road to Packerville. What about it?
It'd be pretty expensive to rent, wouldn't it?
Well, not if you're working off your second gold mine.
Or somebody else's.
You talking about someone in particular?
Rail, Elliot Rail. Name mean anything?
No. Who is he?
I don't know. Who would he have had to contact to rent that place?
Bryce Logan. He'd be the real estate agent. You want me to ask him?
Yeah, you know, the funny thing about this case, it gets more and more expensive. An ordinary station wagon turns into a luxury sedan. A hotel room turns into the Grover place. Have you heard of anyone very, very rich blowing into town lately?
No. Except one of my deputies, Bud Spencer, says he saw some VIPs land today in a helicopter.
Who were they?
I don't know exactly. He said the chopper had a name on the side. You want to get me Bud Spencer at his home, please?
find anything?
Nothing.
Look, check in there again. It's got to be here someplace.
Why? Just because she was going to move in with this guy, that doesn't mean she'd bring it in with her. She's probably got it locked away someplace.
We'll talk about it later, okay?
Don't move. Who are you?
Drop it! Let's get out of here.
Eustace. Yeah? What? I'll be right there. Dwight Kincaid's been shot. Looks bad. What do you make of it?
I'd say somebody was looking for something.
Cleaned him out, I'd say.
Whoever did the cleaning didn't sweep too well, or why would they have left this?
Probably they were just getting started when he walked in on them.
Just getting started with all this mess?
Well, then what were they looking for?
That's a good question.
It's messy. Messy. It's too bad that couldn't have been avoided. What if he lives? Can he identify you?
No way. It was dark in there. You never got a real look.
All right. You didn't find anything?
Nothing. I don't think she ever hid it there.
Cross. Ask Victoria if she'll have a drink with me. In private. Yes, sir.
He wants to see you.
What if I don't want to see him?
Vicky, please.
You really are the perfect flunky, aren't you, Ed?
What do you expect me to be? Do you want me to lose my job? Give up the time and work I put in?
I didn't take anything when I left.
It's not me you've got to convince.
Can't you talk to him?
I've tried, Vicky. I really have. He's waiting.
You used to like the way I made old fashions.
Is this be kind to Victoria treatment?
Please.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
You used to like a lot of things that I did.
Well, I was young then. What girl that age wouldn't? You were rich, powerful, a doer.
A little good looking.
Yes. And I was fresh off the campus, full of dreams.
I opened a few doors for you. I showed you some rooms that you never knew existed.
I never thought life could be so fantastically exciting.
You remember the first time I took you to New York?
I don't think we ever slept. All the parties, people I had only read about.
was happy then. Indeed, I was. You were too.
That was then.
Well, nothing's changed.
I'm married.
You had a ceremony. Ceremonies can be annulled.
If you want them annulled. I love him. Can't you understand that?
All right. If you give me back my ledger, I'll leave you to your Hicktown newspaper man.
Why can't you believe me?
You want money? Is that it?
Why do you think everything has a price?
Because it does. How much?
If I told you, would you let me go? No strings attached?
Just tell me where it is and you've got it.
In Dwight's house in Holbein.
Exactly where in the house?
Well, take me there. I'll show you.
I said where?
In Dwight's study, in his desk. I'll get it for you.
You must think I'm a fool. Cross! Did you really think that I wouldn't have that house searched by now? I'm turning her over to Toby for real. I'm tired of waiting. I want some answers.
Betty? What are you doing here?
Oh, and I couldn't reach you at the motel last night, and I had all this fabulous research that I did on the Ministon. I mean, you did ask for it.
I see. Anything to get out of the office.
What are you doing here?
Dwight Kincaid was shot last night.
Dr. Monroe. Yes?
Anything new on Dwight Kincaid?
No, not yet, I'm afraid. It's really too early to tell, especially after all night on the operating table.
I was hoping you'd have better news for me than that.
Well, he is holding his own. That's not the worst thing in the world at a time like this. Now, will you excuse me?
Who shot him?
We don't know. What do you got on the Ministon Company?
Well, first of all, it's a subsidiary of Helfrich Corporation, one of the Fannin Enterprises.
Stuart Fannin?
Stuart Fannin.
That could explain a lot of things. Mr. Rail, for instance.
Here's another one.
Well, what do you know about that?
Fannin's private secretary, Victoria Norris.
Then, nowadays she is Mrs. Dwight Kincaid. No wonder she got so upset when he printed her picture.
Do you think that's who she's running from, Stuart Fannin?
No, Betty. I think it's Stuart Fannin has found her.
I wish you'd let the sheriff in on this now.
I think I better get a little more information before I do something that'll embarrass everybody.
All right, but if you're not back here in 20 minutes, I'm going to bring the sheriff back up here with or without your approval.
In 20 minutes, you'll have it.
Mr. Jones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that we'd answered all your questions.
Well, this time I thought I'd like to talk to Mr. Fannin himself.
Who?
Stuart Fannin, the man you work for.
Look, Mr. Jones,
Edward,
I don't see...
don't dig yourself a hole you can't get out of. You're apparently a very good detective, Mr. Jones. I'm Stuart Fannin. Would you like to come in?
Yes, I'd like to talk to you about...
My secretary, Victoria, of course. Next time we need a detective in Los Angeles, we call this man. Victoria, this is Mr. Jones.
How do you do?
Sit down, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, didn't Dwight do an interview with you just a couple of days ago?
Yes, and then he hired me to find you.
Yes, I suppose I should have contacted him again to tell him the truth.
What is the truth?
The truth is I married Dwight, or had a ceremony. Well, Mr. Fannin and I have rather explosive tempers, and we had said some very unkind things to each other 2 months ago. Am I making any sense?
You're saying you married Dwight to hurt Mr. Fannin?
Yes. And before I knew it, there was my picture in that paper. Could you imagine me in that small town for the rest of my life?
Hardly.
Dwight could.
Yes, I know. That's why I tried to call him from the gas station to tell him.
But you hung up, or were you disconnected?
Oh, no. I just wasn't ready to talk to him.
To tell him about you and Mr. Fannin?
Mr. Jones, do you know what Holbein is like? It's Wonderland. It's Oz. Well, sooner or later, you have to go back to reality, to things you're used to.
New York penthouses, private jets.
Mr. Jones, I'm sorry about Dwight. I'll contact him and call him. I hope he'll forgive me.
If he recovers.
Well, there are lots of other women, and he's a very attractive man.
I didn't mean recover from you, Mrs. Kincaid. I meant recovering from a bullet somebody put into him last night. Are you all right?
Oh, yes, I fell last night. Well, was it serious? Will he be all right?
They don't know yet. It's still touch and go.
This is really very unfair of you, Mr. Jones, bringing this up right now, just when Victoria has felt relieved about her choices.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. I hope he'll be all right.
As we all are, of course. And now, if there's nothing further...
Well, I guess we don't have anything further to talk about. Thank you very much for your frankness, anyway. Mr. Fannin?
Mr. Jones? You were really quite good. I would hate to have Toby shoot that man.
I was just about to go for the sheriff.
I think that might not be a bad idea anyway.
There's something going on back up there, isn't there?
I don't know. According to our young runaway bride...
You saw her?
Yeah, we had quite a talk. Problem is to decide how much she means and how much they were forcing her to tell me.
Forcing it in front of you? How?
Betty, when I told her about Dwight, the look in her eyes, she still loves him.
Barnaby, you're not going back up there, are you?
Her eyes didn't lie to me, Betty. Fannin is holding her against her will. The time has come when we've got to start thinking about her life.
All right. Stuart Fannin is a ruthless businessman, but he certainly wouldn't kill her, would he?
She ran away once. He went to great effort to bring her back.
And he obviously doesn't want to let her go.
But that doesn't explain searching Dwight's place or putting a bullet in him. Victoria has something that Fannin wants.
Barnaby, I'll be back in a half an hour with the sheriff. I mean, it's not necessary for you to put yourself on the line.
All right, relax. It'll take me half that long to circle back through the trees. Here.
All right.
Can I come in? Fannin town doesn't know I'm here, Vicky. I came on my own. It's gone way too far already. God only knows where it's going to stop. I've never seen him like this. There's no telling what he'll do next.
After last night, killing me is about the only thing left.
That's what I mean. If he does go off the deep end, that makes me an accessory. And that's where I draw the line. I'm getting you out of here before it's too late.
Was Rail out there and Toby?
Toby's out front. I'll leave the door unlocked. You go when I get Rail out of sight. Meet me at the garage.
Right. Ed, thank you.
Just the man I wanted to see.
Where you been? Up there with her?
Why?
Mr. Fannon's been looking for you.
Well, tell him I've been talking with her. 5, 10 minutes more. I think she's about to tell us. We'll take your car down the back road. I think we can make it.
Well, what about you when Stuart finds out what you've done?
He won't find out. I'll be back before he knows you're gone.
Rail? I saw that. Why did he do it? Why did he run you down?
Book.
What book?
Fannon's. Ledger.
What are you going to do when they find out about Rail?
Don't worry about it.
You're not doing this to help me, are you?
Help you? Of course I knew you didn't take the book. How could you take it when I took it?
You took it.
Well, you know how it is working for an unpredictable employer like Fannin. I needed insurance, an edge. Something to hold over him if he ever tried to fire me.
And all this time, you let them think I had it.
Well, you just had the bad luck to leave the night I took it. Now you've escaped, killed Rail, and disappeared. They'll find your car here. But this time the bad penny's never going to turn up again. End of the line, Victoria.
Is that a scoop or is that a scoop?
And when the Justice Department gets through with his ledger, he'll be lucky if he gets out in time to see the new century roll around.
You know, this could be Pulitzer Prize stuff. Look what you do with the front page. Fannin exposed up here, balanced down here by a picture of Fannin talking to one of his henchmen. And over here...
And personal secretary. That was the official title. There was a lot more to it than that. It's all there.
You didn't have to.
Yes, I did. When we go, you can read it and tell me what you want to do.
I've read it. And I know what to do.
Well, folks, if you'll excuse me, there's a lake full of fish out here that my reel and I have been neglecting.
Barnaby, do you remember the Dichter murder case?
Yes?
Well, you had said that you were coming back into town tonight, so when they called, I agreed to a meeting at 7.
You did. Well, folks, see you next trout season.
The late afternoon sun cast long, amber shadows across the bustling landscape of Los Angeles, a city where dreams and harsh realities frequently crossed paths. Inside a private office tucked away from the coastal breeze, Captain Maxwell Strager sat behind his heavy wooden desk, his fingers tapping anxiously against the polished surface. The air was thick with unsaid words and the heavy burden of a past that refused to remain buried. The door opened with a quiet creak, and in walked Tully Morgan, a man whose rugged exterior and easygoing smile masked a deeply turbulent nature. "It is great to see you again, sir," Tully said, his voice carrying the distinct, warm drawl of the southern bayous. He stepped into the room with a casual confidence that immediately made the captain uneasy. Strager looked up, his eyes scanning Tully for any sign of trouble. "Tully, how did things go in San Francisco?" "It was a snap," Tully replied, leaning against the edge of the desk with a grin. "And you will not have to worry any more about old Sergeant Major McKittrick making those trips down here and trying to put the squeeze on you." "Good," Strager sighed, a momentary wave of relief washing over his weathered face. "Well, there you are." Tully reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a thick, heavy envelope, tossing it onto the desk. It landed with a soft thud. "How much you gonna count it?" "What for?" Strager asked, looking at the envelope, but making no move to touch it. "It is all there, is it not?" "Yeah, $10,000, Tully said, his grin widening. "Well, why count it? I mean, if friends cannot trust each other, it is a sorry comment on life, right?" "Right," Strager murmured, his mind already drifting to the logistical nightmare that lay ahead. "Boy, this Los Angeles is someplace, huh, Captain?" Tully continued, turning to look out the large window at the sprawling palm trees and distant hills. "I have not seen much of it yet, but I am already liking the feel of it." "I put an extra $200 in the envelope," Strager interrupted, wanting to conclude the business as swiftly as possible. Tully blinked, genuinely surprised. "What for, sir? You do not owe me anything else." "Well, there is a flight at 6:45 for New Orleans," Strager explained, sliding a paper ticket across the desk. "I made a reservation for you. You had better hurry up. You might be late." "Hey, Captain, do you not want to hear how it went down?" Tully asked, his tone shifting into something almost childlike, seeking approval from the man he had looked up to during their darkest days abroad. "As long as you did the job right, that is all that interests me," Strager said coldly, keeping his gaze fixed on the ticket. "Right. It was perfect," Tully boasted, eager to share the details despite the captain's reluctance. "Good. I am glad. Listen, Captain. When I got to San Francisco, I went up to old Sergeant Major McKittrick's room, see? And, well, we both got snoggered, right? Anyway, he did. I faked it. I told him I had met a couple of chicks and suggested we go get them. You know how Sergeant Major was about women. So, we went down to get in the car. And, man, was it dark. Not a soul on the street. That is when I let him have it." Strager closed his eyes, wishing he could shut out the vivid imagery. Look, you do not have to tell me that. I put him in the car, you know? Tully continued, oblivious to the captain's discomfort. And I let it roll down one of those long hills. And, man, it was hitting cars on both sides of the street. And then, finally, right through the side of a closed corset shop. Captain, I wish you could have seen it. I will bet you the whole $10,000 his brain was mush. Yeah, well, I've got to leave, Stranger said, standing up abruptly. You have got a plane to catch. Tully remained still for a moment, his gaze shifting past the captain toward the perimeter of the nearby lumberyard visible through the glass. Captain? I do not want you to turn around, but there's a fellow over there taking photographs of us. Stranger froze, his heart dropping into his stomach. Taking pictures of us? Yes, sir. Where? Just behind you. Are you sure? Yes, sir. Why don't we stroll over here by this stack of lumber? Stranger suggested quietly, trying to maintain an air of normalcy as they moved out into the afternoon air. And when we get to the edge, you just keep on talking. Like this, am I right here? Tully asked as they walked side by side toward the towering wooden pallets. Just keep talking. He cannot see me now. Yeah, well, then whatever. Suddenly, Tully slipped into the shadows of the lumberyard, navigating the narrow paths between the fragrant stacks of cedar and pine. A man with a heavy camera pressed to his eye was focusing on Stranger, completely unaware of the threat approaching from his flank. With a swift, silent movement born of years of deadly training, Tully closed the distance. Stay the hell away from me, the photographer shouted as Tully materialized beside him. The sign out there on the fence says that trespassers will be prosecuted. Looks like I am the prosecutor, Tully whispered. Before the man could react, Tully delivered a precise, devastating blow. The camera flew from the man's hands as he collapsed against a massive support beam. With a tremendous groan of straining wood, the heavy stack of lumber shifted and came crashing down, burying the unfortunate soul beneath a mountain of timber. Stranger ran forward, his face pale with horror as he looked at the wreckage. Oh my God. Tully, you did not have to kill him. Sure I did, Captain, Tully replied calmly, wiping a speck of dust from his sleeve. Tried to hit me, did he not? What about the cops? Stranger stammered, looking around frantically for any witnesses. They will find him, Tully said with a shrug. Oh, no, Stranger gasped, recognizing the battered press badge protruding from the debris. That is Larry Palmer. So, who is Larry Palmer? He is a reporter for the news, Stranger said, his voice trembling with growing panic. He has been digging into my business. Well, he will not be digging anymore, Tully countered smoothly. I cannot afford this, Tully, I cannot afford it, Stranger cried, realizing the fragile tower of cards he had built since the war was on the verge of collapsing. Sure you can, Captain, Tully assured him, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. Do not worry about it. I will take care of the whole thing. It is on the house. It will not cost you a dime. I will tell you what you do. Reload this camera. Expose the film that is in it. And I will arrange it so that our friend here has a very bad accident. Take pictures? What kind of shots? Anything. Stand clear now. No pictures, no reporters, no problems. The following morning, the quiet atmosphere of the private investigator's office was filled with the soft rustle of documents and the scent of freshly brewed coffee. Barnaby Jones, a seasoned detective with silver hair and an old-school sense of integrity, sat across from a grieving young woman named Miss James. Laid out on the desk between them were several blurry, developed photographs. Larry just would not take pictures like those, Mr. Jones, Miss James said, her voice shaking with emotion as she pointed to the abstract images of timber and sky. These are the type of photos that Larry took when he was working on something important. He was a professional. Well, I am sort of an amateur photographer myself, Barnaby said kindly, his voice a soothing, steady presence in the room. And sometimes even the experts will blow a shot. No, she insisted, shaking her head. He just would not take all these shots of nothing and then let a stack of lumber fall on him. What was he doing down at the harbor anyway? Well, that is a good question, Barnaby agreed, leaning back in his chair. Well, that is what I would like to know, she said. The police figured that he was down there to do some art studies. I came over this morning to pick up his things. He did not have any family left besides me, and the police brought this by. Barnaby picked up the heavy camera, examining its intricate lens and sturdy body. Yeah, it is a nice camera. A lot of lens in there. I do not know what you mean, Miss James admitted, looking at the equipment. Well, this is for long range, Barnaby explained, gesturing to the telephoto attachment. These photos were taken at close range. That is the reason they are out of focus. I wouldn't go squirrel hunting with an elephant rifle. Well, Larry wouldn't either, she said, a brief smile breaking through her sadness as she remembered him. Larry had the best equipment. He used to joke that he had to buy it before we were married because he wouldn't be able to afford it after. Oh, hold on now, Barnaby said, his sharp mind latching onto the clue. What is the story, and who are they? I do not know, she confessed. Larry wouldn't say much about it until he had all the facts together. Oh, he was really excited about it, Mr. Jones. And he said it could be dangerous. Well, now, wouldn't his editor know all about this? No, Larry was doing this on his own, she explained. A friend of his told him about a man who had been killed in an accident recently up in San Francisco. Do you know the man's name? No, she replied, looking down at her hands. Larry went up there on his day off and took some pictures. That is all I know. Are the pictures here in his apartment? Larry left them at the paper's photo developer, she said. That is all right, Barnaby reassured her, standing up to accompany her to the door. I can ask him about it. Then you will look into this for me? She asked, hope shining in her eyes. Well, yes, Miss James. I will do some checking around, Barnaby promised. But I cannot guarantee to find anything definitive. Sometimes when we lose someone who is very near and dear to us, we tend to build up things around them that turn into shadows. Whatever Larry was after was no shadow, Mr. Jones, she said with quiet conviction before departing. Unless shadows can kill people. Later that afternoon, across town, the elegant estate of Captain Strager was bustling with preparations for an evening gathering. Diane Strager, a vibrant and warm-hearted young woman, was busy arranging floral centerpieces in the main foyer. Her father watched her from the bottom of the grand staircase, a soft, wistful expression on his face. Oh, Daddy, thank you, Diane said, running over to give him a warm hug. You are the kindest man in the world. I have a feeling you love me only for my money, Strager teased gently, though his smile did not quite reach his anxious eyes. No, I love you for you, she laughed. The patients at the hospital are going to love you for this $10,000 donation. Well, it is money well spent, Strager said, trying to push his dark thoughts aside. Besides, how could I resist the new secretary of the charity committee? Hey, is the office open? I have to make a phone call. Sure, Diane replied. Are you still fussing about that party tonight? No, it is all set, she said brightly. I have called the caterers, the florist, and my new dress is ready. As Strager walked toward his home office, the front door opened, and Tully Morgan stepped inside, dressed in a sharp suit that felt entirely out of place on his rugged frame. Strager froze, his pulse quickening. Hi, Captain. How you doing? Tully asked with a friendly nod. What are you doing here? Strager whispered harshly, drawing Tully into the privacy of the study. You were supposed to have caught that plane on Sunday. I know, Tully said smoothly, looking around at the luxurious surroundings. But I got to thinking about it, and I kind of like Los Angeles, and well, anyway, roughnecking on those oil rigs is pretty hard work. Besides, I do not have any friends back in Louisiana. I tell you, it isn't safe for us to be seen together, Strager insisted, his voice trembling with anger and fear. What if the cops saw us and started asking questions? About what? Tully asked, entirely unbothered. Listen, Captain. I checked the San Francisco papers. They listed McKittrick's death as an accident. The Los Angeles papers did the same thing about Palmer. Why sweat it? All right, Strager snapped, reaching for his checkbook. What is it you want? Money? Is that it? More money? Money? Is that what you want? No, sir, Tully said, his expression softening into genuine hurt. You have been good to me, and I appreciate it. I just came by to say hello. All right, you said it. Now take off, Stranger commanded. I rented an apartment a few blocks away, Tully offered, hoping to bridge the widening gap between them. You want to come over and have a beer? You did what? Stranger gasped. Sure, I got to have someplace to live, Tully said. Hey, here's the $200 you gave me. I won't need them anymore. I figure with the 10 grand I got, I might as well settle on an investment around here. No, you do not do that, Stranger ordered, thrusting the money back toward him. You get that money, you get on a plane. Now that is an order.
Now go.
You're making me mad, Captain, Tully warned, his tone dropping an octave, the dangerous edge of his personality flickering into view like a blade in the moonlight. Stranger blinked, suddenly remembering what Tully was capable of. Tully, I am sorry. You're my friend, Captain, Tully said softly, searching Stranger's face for confirmation. Oh, please, Tully, I am sorry, Stranger repeated, raising his hands in a gesture of peace. Don't ever make me mad, Tully whispered, his eyes locking onto the captain's. Tully, I lost my head, okay? Stranger conceded, his voice shaking. Okay. Well, how about it? Tully asked, his easygoing demeanor returning as quickly as it had vanished. You want to come on over for a beer? Well, I cannot right now, Stranger lied, looking for any excuse to escape. I am late for the golf course. I am meeting some people at my club. Oh, okay. Maybe later, huh? Hey, listen, I got a phone installed. You can call me, just ask information for my number, okay? Yeah, okay, Stranger murmured. See you later. Have a good golf game, Captain, Tully said, turning back toward the main foyer. As Tully stepped into the hallway, he ran right into Diane, who was adjusting a vase of white roses.
Dad.
She called out, then paused as she noticed the tall stranger. Did my father say where he was going? Oh, yeah, to the club, Tully answered with a bright, charming smile. You must be Diane, Captain's daughter. When we served together, he talked about you all the time. Oh, you were in the army together, Diane said, her face lighting up with interest.
Oh, sure.
We were good friends, Tully said warmly. I just got into town and stopped by to say hello. Captain's the only person I know here. Well, now you know one more, Diane said graciously.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Tully Morgan, he said, extending his hand. Well, you already know my name, Diane laughed gently, shaking his hand. And it is nice to meet you, Tully. It is nice to meet you, Tully replied. Where are you parked? Over there, the red one, she said, pointing toward the driveway through the open door. Come on, I will walk you over, Tully offered. Hey, listen, your dad and I really were good friends. I am not kidding. Didn't he ever tell you about the time we were in Saigon and we went to a bazaar? I mean, the whole thing spread out in front of us. You know how it is. So we walked over. Diane smiled, listening intently as they stepped out into the warm sunshine, completely unaware of the dark history that bound the two men together. Meanwhile, across the city, Barnaby Jones stood in the dimly lit darkroom of the local newspaper's photo laboratory. Tom, the veteran film developer, handed Barnaby a fresh set of black and white prints, the chemical scent hanging heavy in the air. Here you go, Barnaby, Tom said, wiping his hands on a towel. These are the pictures Palmer had me develop. Brought them in Saturday night when he got back from San Francisco. Thanks, Tom, Barnaby said, holding the prints up to the light. Not much to those shots, Barnaby, Tom noted, shaking his head. Some stiff in the San Francisco morgue. Once you kill them and chill them, they all look alike. Yeah, not a pretty sight, Barnaby muttered, his eyes narrowing as he studied the face of the deceased man in the photograph. Any idea who this is? There is a clipping on the back of one of those prints, Tom pointed out. Barnaby turned the photograph over and read the neatly taped newspaper snippet aloud. John J. McKittrick, retired Sergeant Major, United States Army, was killed last night on Green Avenue when his car raced downhill out of control and plunged into the side of a building. McKittrick was pronounced dead on arrival at Mercy Hospital. Larry left that article with a roll of film, Tom explained. I stuck it on when I finished the prints. Isn't it coincidental? Barnaby mused, his detective instincts tingling. A reporter goes up to San Francisco on his day off to check out a routine accidental death. And on the next day, he is killed in an accident himself. Barnaby, I have been around here a long time, Tom said with a sigh. I could tell you a lot more strange ones than that. Larry's editor didn't know why he went up there. Did he mention anything to you? No, Barnaby admitted, slipping the photographs into his pocket. Besides, what difference would that make now anyway? Well, I do not know yet. Mind if I use your phone, Tom? No, go ahead, Tom said, gesturing to the wall-mounted telephone. Barnaby dialed his office number, and within 2 rings, a familiar, cheerful voice answered. Barnaby Jones' office. May I help you? Betty, Barnaby said, a warm smile touching his lips. You haven't had a vacation for a long time. How would you like one? Barnaby, what proof milk have you been drinking? Betty joked from the other end of the line. I haven't had a drink all day. Barnaby chuckled. Now, Betty, you've been working very hard, and I know how much you like San Francisco. So, why don't you go on up there and have yourself a wonderful time? Do you really mean it? She asked, excitement clear in her voice. Sure, Barnaby said. And while you're up there, I want you to check out John J. McKittrick, retired Sergeant Major, United States Army. That is capital MC, capital Kittrick, McKittrick. Okay. Boy, I am really going to enjoy my vacation, Barnaby, Betty said happily. That is a good girl, Barnaby replied. You're welcome, McKittrick. Back at the Strager residence, the evening party was in full swing. Soft jazz music floated through the air, and guests in elegant attire mingled around the patio and pool. Strager stood near the buffet, watching his daughter as she walked toward him, looking radiant in a stunning evening gown. You look beautiful, honey, Strager said, his heart swelling with genuine pride. Thank you, Diane said, beaming. I wish your mother had lived to enjoy all this. So do I, Strager whispered softly. Oh, I rearranged the flowers after the florist left, she mentioned, looking around the room. How do they look? Just perfect, her father assured her. Oh, and the roses are lovely. Excuse me, Daddy, I have a surprise for you, Diane said suddenly, looking toward the entrance of the patio. Strager turned and froze. Walking through the crowd with an easy stride and an unbothered grin was Tully Morgan. Hi, Tully said, nodding to the guests. Hi, Captain. Daddy, a good friend like Tully? Diane chided gently, turning to her father. You ought to be ashamed for not inviting him to the party. Well, everybody else was so much older, Strager stammered, trying to maintain his composure in front of his guests. Except me, Tully joked, stepping closer to Diane. Tully's my date, Diane announced with a proud smile. That is all right, Captain, Tully said, looking directly into Strager's panicked eyes. I like older people. Like young ones, too. Tully, what would you like to drink? Diane asked helpfully. I will get it for you. No, that is all right, Tully said, waving a hand. I can find it myself. I am good at finding bars. As Tully walked toward the refreshments, Strager pulled his daughter aside, his voice a tense whisper. Where did you meet him? At the office today after you left, she replied, confused by his intense reaction.
Why?
Well, just the least you could have done was ask me before inviting him, Strager said, his jaw tight. Daddy, you invited everybody else to this party, Diane countered, her feelings slightly hurt. Can I at least have one person for myself? Well, how about Ron or Jimmy? You could have invited one of them, her father suggested frantically. Ron and Jimmy bore me, Diane said flatly. Besides, Tully's cute. Cute, Strager repeated under his breath, a cold dread settling deep within his chest as he watched Tully mingle effortlessly with the crowd. The next morning, Barnaby Jones visited a bustling local workshop where specialized restoration work was being done. Joe Rockwell, a focused and hard-working veteran, was busy adjusting a complex piece of machinery while an assistant gathered tools. Just 1 second, Mr. Jones, and I will have this finished, Joe called out over the hum of the equipment. You do good work, Joe, Barnaby noted, observing the precision of his movements. Oh, he is one of the best, the assistant added, nodding in agreement before heading toward the back of the shop. Well, thanks, Joe said, wiping his brow. If I could catch up on my back orders, I could get started on the stuff I should have had out last week. Joe, being as how you were Larry's best friend, Barnaby began, stepping closer to the workbench. Do you have any idea why he went up to San Francisco on a thing like this? Well, I am not sure, Joe admitted, leaning against the counter. I cut out this article on McKittrick's being killed, and I gave it to Larry. He flipped when he saw it, said he could smell a big story in it. What kind of a story? Barnaby asked, his interest piqued. When we were in Vietnam together, there were a lot of heavy rumors coming down about McKittrick, Joe explained, his face turning serious. In the Army, a sergeant major has more power than you can believe. McKittrick used it to divert supplies that ended up on the black market. And later, there were rumors about heavy equipment being certified as salvage, bought by stateside companies, then sold all over the world. Good as new. Was McKittrick ever investigated? Barnaby asked. Funny thing, there was one near the end of the war, but that investigation didn't get very far, Joe said, shaking his head at the memory. One night, some Viet Cong got into the compound and hit us hard. 2 of the buildings destroyed were the ones that housed the shipping and supply records. Good deal for McKittrick. Yeah, and whoever was in it with him, Barnaby observed dryly. Anyway, with the records gone and the confusion of our pulling out, the investigation just kind of faded away, Joe continued. So, when Larry saw the article, he figured there was more to McKittrick's accident than an accident. I guess so. You know, I am not sorry McKittrick got his. It was scum like that who put a bad name on all us veterans. A few rotten apples, and we are all lepers. I was lucky. I knew how to do this before I went in. Most veterans can't even get a job. This time when Johnny came marching home, there weren't any parades. Just unemployment lines. The office telephone rang loudly from the corner desk. Oh, I will get it, Joe said, stepping over. At least I can do something useful around here. Joe Rockwell and Company. Yes, hold on please. Joe looked up and waved to Barnaby. It is your answering service, Mr. Jones. Thank you, Barnaby said, taking the receiver.
Yes.
Oh, Betty.
Put her on.
Barnaby, I am in San Francisco. Betty's voice came through clear and crisp. I talked with McKittrick's apartment manager, and he said that the night McKittrick was killed, he was drinking with a friend. Drinking with a friend? Barnaby repeated, making sure Joe could hear the development.
Who?
The manager didn't know, Betty explained, but the manager's son saw the friend later on that evening when he took them some ice. Something about an old army buddy. Get a description, Betty, Barnaby urged. It is important. I will. As soon as the sun gets back, she promised. Tomorrow sometime. Well, call me as soon as you hear.
Bye.
Bye, Barnaby. Barnaby hung up the phone and turned back to Joe. Well, it seems McKittrick was drinking with a friend just before he died. Joe, do you know anything about that army investigation? No, Joe replied, scratching his chin. But there is a man here in town who was on that investigation team. Sounds like an interesting man to talk to. His name is Maxwell Strager, but I do not know where he lives. Maybe I can find out, Barnaby said, a new piece of the puzzle falling firmly into place. Back at the Strager residence, the morning sun did little to warm the cold tension in the living room. Strager stood pacing the floor as Diane gathered her belongings for an afternoon outing. Tully is not our kind, Strager said, his voice strained with a desperate attempt at fatherly authority. Just who is our kind? Diane asked, turning to him with a sigh of frustration. Well, I do not know, Strager muttered. Maybe it is somebody you went to school with. Look, Tully is not very stable. He doesn't have a steady job. He keeps moving around from place to place. Well, he has got plenty of money, Diane countered defensively. He is buying into a bar at the beach. He is what? Strager gasped, his heart skipping a beat. That is what he said, she continued, adjusting her jacket. He is going to come by in a few minutes and take me to see it. You made another date with him? Strager asked, horror gripping him. Yes, and I really do not want to discuss it anymore, she said firmly. Diane. Please, Stranger pleaded, stepping in front of her. You are making a big mistake. Look, he is your friend, she argued, crossing her arms. What do you have against him? Nothing, Stranger lied smoothly, though his hands were shaking. I just want the best for you and for your future. Daddy, I am not in love with Tully, she sighed, her expression softening. I just like him, that's all. He is different. Oh, there he is now, she added as the doorbell rang. An hour later, Barnaby Jones arrived at the beautifully manicured neighborhood where Maxwell Stranger resided. He walked up the stone pathway and knocked firmly on the front door. A young woman opened it, smiling politely. Hello, my name is Barnaby Jones, the detective said, lifting his hat slightly. I wonder if I could speak with Mr. Stranger. Oh, sure, come on in, she said, stepping aside. Dad, this is Mr. Jones. Stranger stepped into the foyer from his study, his expression guarded. Oh, Mr. Jones of World Transit? No, Jones of Barnaby Jones, Private Investigations, Barnaby corrected gently, with a warm smile. Oh, I am sorry, Stranger said, shifting his weight. What can I do to help you? Well, Mr. Stranger, I have been told that while you were in the Army, you were a member of a team which investigated a Sergeant Major McKittrick. McKittrick, sure, Stranger recalled, his face remaining a carefully constructed mask. Well, there's very little to tell, Mr. Jones. We were checking him out in Vietnam about some missing supplies, but there is very little to it because our records were destroyed during a raid by the Viet Cong. Do you happen to recall any of his friends? Barnaby inquired, his sharp eyes noting the subtle tension in the captain's posture. Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that, Stranger dismissed quickly.
I didn't know him that well.
Well, why all the interest? McKittrick was killed last Friday night in San Francisco in an accident, Barnaby explained calmly. A young reporter, Larry Palmer, went up there to investigate the accident, and he was killed here on Sunday in an accident. It was so coincidental that I thought there might be some connection. Just then, the front door opened, and Diane walked in, followed closely by Tully. Hi, Diane said, looking at her father.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Captain, Tully greeted, his eyes instantly locking onto Barnaby. You ready to go, Diane? Sure, yeah, Diane said, sensing the heavy atmosphere in the room. I will see you later, Dad, okay?
It was nice meeting you, Mr. Jones.
Gee, I was gonna ask your dad to come along, Tully said casually as they walked toward the door, but I could see he was tied up in business, you know. Oh, that wasn't business, Diane noted lightly as they stepped onto the porch. That was a private detective.
Oh.
Tully asked, his interest instantly piqued. What did he want? Something about a sergeant major who was killed in an accident in San Francisco recently, she explained, digging into her purse for her car keys. Oh, and a reporter, who was killed too. Tully stopped in his tracks, his smile fading for a fraction of a second. Tully, let's go, Diane urged, heading toward her vehicle. If we're gonna see the bar and go swimming, we're gonna have to hurry. Oh, yeah, let's go, Tully agreed, his mind already racing with calculations. Inside the house, Barnaby continued his conversation with Stranger, watching the young couple through the window. And you say McKittrick was living in San Francisco? Stranger asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Yes, my daughter-in-law is up there now checking it out, Barnaby said. She found a man who says that he saw McKittrick drinking with an old Army buddy just prior to the accident. A man drinking with McKittrick. Huh? Stranger murmured, a cold sweat breaking out on the back of his neck. I am expecting a phone call from her with a description, Barnaby added. When I get that, I can hook a few things together. McKittrick, Palmer, a possible black market supply, stuff like that. Well, that's very interesting, Stranger said stiffly, wishing more than anything that the detective would leave. I want to wish you good luck. Thank you, Barnaby said, picking up his hat. And if I may borrow a phrase from Mark Twain, I have always found, Mr. Stranger, that the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Goodbye.
Later that evening, the tension between Stranger and Tully reached a boiling point in the dark interior of an abandoned warehouse near the docks. The heavy scent of salt water and damp wood hung in the air. I am gonna try one more time, Stranger hissed, his voice echoing softly against the concrete walls. Jones is trying to get your description. You have got to get out of town. What for? Tully asked, completely unfazed as he tossed a small pebble into the darkness. I like it here. Oh, come on, Captain. I wish you had seen that bar this afternoon. It is going to be a real moneymaker. I am not getting through to you, am I? Stranger shouted in a desperate whisper. If Jones traces those perfect accidents to you, he is going to trace them to me. But if you leave now and change your name, nobody will ever know. I wish I could, Captain, Tully said, his voice dripping with an eerie sincerity. I mean, you're my best friend. Oh, Captain, you know it is true. How many friends do you have that would kill 3 guys for you? 2 guys, Stranger corrected quickly, his breath catching. 3. Tully counted smoothly. You're forgetting about the Corporal Adams in Vietnam. The one who found out about the heavy equipment deals you and Sergeant Major McKittrick were scamming? All right, Stranger conceded, looking away in shame. Tell you what I will do, Tully offered, a dark light shining in his eyes. I will find this Jones guy, and I will take him out. How is that? What will you do about his daughter-in-law? Stranger asked, horror filling him. Take her out, too? If she is a problem, I will snuff her, too, Tully said simply, as if discussing a minor chore. Don't worry. That is all. That is all. Oh, you are insane, Stranger whispered, suddenly drawing a small revolver from his coat pocket and pointing it at Tully's chest. Now, you just get going or I will kill you, I promise. Don't, Captain, Tully said softly, making no move to run. Please don't. For the last time, get going. Stranger yelled, his hand trembling violently. Now, I never want to see you again. You got it? I got it, Tully said, his demeanor chilling instantly. But I will tell you what I will do. I will just drop by the house and say goodbye to Diane.
How is that?
You go near her, and I will blow your brains out. Stranger threatened, his voice cracking with emotion. The following morning, the industrial yard of Stranger's heavy machinery company was cordoned off with bright yellow police tape. Flashing red and blue lights reflected off the giant metal cranes and bulldozers. Barnaby Jones walked past a row of workers toward a waiting police lieutenant near the base of an outdoor iron staircase. What happened, Lieutenant? Barnaby asked, flashing his identification. Well, Mr. Mooney, the foreman, found Stranger this morning, the lieutenant explained, pointing up toward the high platform. Looks like he fell down those stairs inside. It was a long fall. Accident? Barnaby inquired, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the scene. Yeah, looks that way, the officer replied. What is your interest in this, Barnaby? Well, Stranger had been supplying the answers to some questions for a client of mine, Barnaby revealed. I called his house and his daughter told me about this. You know, routine accidents are something I have been running across a lot lately. Listen, if you know something I do not, I always like to be informed, the lieutenant said seriously. Well, Lieutenant, I do not know where I am going myself yet, Barnaby admitted honestly. But when I get there, I will sure let you know. Okay, I will see you later, the officer said, turning back toward his cruiser. I got a million reports to do. Barnaby walked over to an older man in grease-stained overalls who was watching the investigators with a heavy heart. Mr. Mooney? Mr. Mooney, I am Barnaby Jones, private investigator.
Oh,
Mooney said, turning around. You work here long? Yeah, about 25 years, the foreman replied proudly. Did Mr. Stranger own the business that long? Barnaby asked. Oh, no, he bought it about 6 years ago, Mooney recalled. 6 years, Barnaby mused. That must have been while he was still in the army. I didn't realize that captains made that kind of money. Well, I do not know what he paid for it, but it wasn't much, Mooney explained. See, the business was in pretty bad shape until about 4 years ago when he got out of the army. Then things really got to popping. Oh yeah? All this heavy stuff, Mooney said, gesturing to the massive machinery surrounding them. Oh yeah. Stuff was pouring in. We would fix her up, ship her out all over the world. Yeah, as I recall, this heavy equipment was kind of hard to come by back then, Barnaby noted. Yeah, it was, Mooney agreed. But Mr. Stranger knew exactly where to get it, and I knew how to fix it up. Yeah, you must have been busy as a horse's tail during the fly season, Barnaby smiled gently. Yeah, I sure was, Mooney laughed softly. 16-hour days. Is there any record of exactly where it came from? Barnaby asked, shifting back to business. Sure, that would be in the office files, the foreman said. I wonder if there would be any possibility you might take a look at the file for me, Barnaby inquired. Well, I wouldn't mind, Mr. Jones, Mooney said helpfully, except that Mr. Stranger came down here yesterday about 5 o'clock and boxed all those records up. I helped him carry them out to his car myself. He said he was taking them home. That is, well, thank you, Mr. Mooney, Barnaby said, his mind churning with the new information. Thank you very much. You bet, Mooney said, walking back toward the workshop. A short while later, Barnaby arrived at the Stranger home. The house was quiet, enveloped in the somber atmosphere of sudden grief. Diane sat in the living room, her eyes red from weeping, while Tully stood nearby, offering a glass of water. I cannot understand it, Tully, Diane sobbed, shaking her head. I just cannot understand it. Why him? I know how upset you are, Tully said, his voice entirely gentle and comforting. Have you eaten anything today? No, she whispered. I will tell you what, Tully offered warmly. I can cook a little. I will go into the kitchen and fix some eggs for you. Tomorrow when the maid comes, she can take it from there, okay? Everything is going to be all right, Diane. Just then, the maid ushered Barnaby into the room. Miss Stranger?
May I come in?
Sure. Come on in, Diane said, wiping her eyes. I am sorry about your father, Barnaby said sincerely, stepping forward. And I hate to bother you at a time like this, but something important just came up. I would like your permission to look at the company files your father brought home yesterday afternoon. Mr. Jones, I do not know what you're talking about, Diane said, looking confused. I am not positive that your father's death was an accident, Barnaby revealed gently but directly. Looking at these files, May cleared up. Not an accident? She gasped, her eyes widening. That is right, Barnaby said. May I look at them? Yes, I think there are some boxes in the den, she consented. Thank you, Barnaby said, moving toward the adjacent room. As Barnaby began sorting through the contents of the cardboard boxes on the floor, Tully stepped into the room, his expression instantly hardening. What are you doing? Oh, Mr. Jones, Diane said, entering behind Tully. This is Tully Morgan. How do you do? Hello, Barnaby said, looking up from the paperwork. Tully, Mr. Jones thinks that maybe my father's death wasn't an accident, Diane explained. He thinks there may be some kind of proof in the records to show it. Oh, Tully said, his voice flat. Well, sure. Miss Stranger, your father bought a lot of government heavy equipment in Vietnam, Barnaby noted, holding up a shipping manifesto. All of these papers were signed by a Sergeant Major McKittrick, the approving non-commissioned officer. You ever hear of him? No, not really, Diane said, shaking her head. Why don't you ask Tully? He served with my father in Vietnam. McKittrick? Tully repeated, looking entirely innocent. No, I haven't heard of him. Diane, Tully said, turning to her with a smile. Look, your eggs are in the kitchen. I want you to go in there and get something to eat and try to rest. And I will handle everything here, okay? Were you over there long? Barnaby asked Tully, his gaze unwavering as Diane stepped out of the room. Ma'am? Part of 71 and 72, Tully answered smoothly. Yeah, there are a lot of people there. I guess you wouldn't know them all. That is right, Barnaby said, nodding slowly. That is all right. I can check McKittrick's service record easily enough. Suddenly, the telephone on the desk rang. Tully picked it up, listened for a moment, and then handed it to the detective. It is for you, Mr. Jones. Oh, thank you, Barnaby said, taking the receiver.
Yes.
Oh, Betty. Barnaby, I have that information for you. Betty's voice came through. The apartment manager's son gave me a clear description of the man drinking with McKittrick. Good. What is it? Barnaby asked, keeping his eyes fixed entirely on Tully, who was casually leaning against the doorframe. He is about 6 feet 2 inches tall, light brown hair, strongly built, about 27 or 28 years old, and has a very friendly smile. What color eyes? Barnaby inquired. He didn't know, Betty replied. Well, that is fine, Betty, Barnaby said, a sharp spark of certainty igniting in his mind. Why don't you go out and buy yourself another dress? On me. Thanks, Barnaby. I will see you later this afternoon. Barnaby hung up the phone and looked at Tully. A daughter-in-law of mine loves to travel, he remarked conversationally. She never misses a chance to go up to San Francisco. That is nice, Tully said, his face completely expressionless. Look, Mr. Jones, this has been awful tough on Diane. I think maybe I had better go see about her in the kitchen.
Sure, Barnaby said.
You ever get up there? San Francisco? Tully asked, pausing. Not for a couple of years. I do not like the fog. Some days things up there are clear as a bell on Sunday, Barnaby noted dryly. Maybe so, Tully shrugged. Well, is there anything else I can do for you? No, this will hold me for a while, Barnaby said, lifting a stack of folders. Tell Miss Strager that I will get these papers back to her in a couple of days. Sure thing, Tully said, watching the detective depart with a look of cold calculation. An hour later, Barnaby returned to Joe Rockwell's workshop. The afternoon sun was beginning to dip, casting long shadows across the floor as the mechanics wrapped up their shifts. Okay, you guys, that is it for today, Joe called out to his crew. Hi, Mr. Jones. Joe, I thought you told me you had a lot of work to do, Barnaby teased gently. You don't call this work? Joe laughed, wiping his hands on a greasy rag. Those guys run me ragged. Yeah, I can see what you mean, Barnaby smiled. Joe, when you were in Vietnam, did you ever meet a fellow named Morgan? Tully Morgan? Yeah, I met him once, and I heard a lot about him, Joe recalled, his face turning serious. He was in Captain Strager's outfit. What kind of a soldier was he? Barnaby asked. Not worth a damn, Joe said flatly. He got in a fight with another corporal over there, and killed the guy. Claimed it was self-defense, and he got completely out of it.
How?
He lucked out, Joe explained. Captain Strager and Sergeant Major McKittrick saw the fight, but they claimed it happened so fast they couldn't stop it. They testified at the court-martial that the other guy came at Tully with a knife. Tully was a black belt karate expert, and he killed the guy with a single blow. McKittrick testified for him? Barnaby clarified. Yeah, Joe nodded. It is nice to have friends like that. Yeah, Barnaby murmured. Then what happened? Well, there's something in Tully's records about past fights, instability, stuff like that, Joe said. The army booted him out as an undesirable eventually. That is the last I heard of him. Does that add any help to you? Terrific, Barnaby said, clapping Joe on the shoulder. Thanks a lot, Joe. Later that afternoon, Barnaby stood in the police headquarters, examining a set of medical documents alongside the lieutenant. Autopsy reports any help? Barnaby? The officer asked, handing over a folder. A lot more than I thought, Lieutenant, Barnaby said, pointing to the diagrams. Look at this. It is very interesting. Both Strager and Palmer had identical skull fractures. Lateral, no more than a half-inch apart. Kind of like, well, karate? Maybe not, the lieutenant argued cautiously. Those autopsies show several other fatal injuries from the falls. Yeah, but those other injuries could have occurred after the skull fracture, and the autopsy wouldn't necessarily indicate the exact sequence, Barnaby countered sharply. Oh, there is no proof of anything like that, Barnaby, the officer insisted. Well, let's do a little supposing, Barnaby suggested, leaning against the desk. Two guys in Vietnam are ripping off the government. One of them is in a position to certify heavy equipment as salvage, and the other one has a business over here which buys his stuff. Now, he fixes it up a little and sells it at a tremendous profit all over the world. All right, I can suppose that, the lieutenant agreed. But where does it lead us? Supposing there is an inquiry, Barnaby continued. It starts over there, and they're going to investigate, let's call him McKittrick. One of the investigators is Captain Strager, who happens to own the business over here. Oh, and he could scuttle an investigation completely if he worked at it. Now, supposing that somebody in the scheme messes up or starts demanding more, and he has to be taken out. Now, who better to handle that than an expert? Tully Morgan. Now, that is doing a lot of supposing, Barnaby, the lieutenant sighed. Joe Rockwell told me that Tully Morgan is a black belt expert, Barnaby pointed out. He was over there with Strager, McKittrick, and Palmer, all at the same time, same place. He is the only one of the four still alive. And Betty's description of the man who was drinking with McKittrick just before he died fits Tully perfectly. Yeah, but Betty's description would fit 10 guys I know, the officer reasoned. You get a copy of McKittrick's autopsy from San Francisco and see how many guys it fits, Barnaby challenged.
10 or just 2?
Stranger and Palmer. All right, that is a good idea, the lieutenant conceded. One more thing, Barnaby added. Tully killed a man with a karate blow in Vietnam. A friend of mine up in Fort Ord is going to get me a copy of that court-martial autopsy. When it comes in, I will show it to you. Barnaby, if you're right about this Tully, you better stay far away from him, the lieutenant warned sternly. Leave him to us. Lieutenant, that is one thing you can absolutely depend on, Barnaby said with a reassuring smile. Thank you. Back at the detective agency, the afternoon light was fading into twilight. Betty sat at the front desk, sorting through the phone messages. The door opened, and a shadow fell across the room. Barnaby Jones' office. May I help you? Betty said into the phone, then looked up. No, I am sorry, he is out of the office right now. Can I take a message? Well, yes, I can have him meet you there. And the name was, Rockwell? That is right. Joe Rockwell. Thanks a lot. Betty hung up the phone just as Miss James walked into the office, wearing a beautiful new dress for an evening function. What do you think? Miss James asked, spinning around gracefully. What do I think about what? Betty smiled. My new dress, she said happily. Oh, it is very nice, Betty complimented. It is almost as pretty as you are.
You always know just what to say, don't you?
Miss James laughed. I only speak the truth, Barnaby said, walking through the back door just in time to catch the conversation.